Alright guys, hopped into the middle of one here. They are in the first round, so I'm going to get oriented real quick. Might have my kids in the background, but this is not going to be too much of an issue. Real quick, they are playing on Scrapyard. And just make sure the teams are on the left. We have Supreme Ghosts. On the right, we have HVT Alpha. Both really good teams. I honestly haven't been playing this within the past couple weeks too much, so I couldn't tell you who's going to win. Normally I'm pretty good about being able to guess exactly who's going to win, but I haven't played with these particular players recently enough to tell you. If I had to make a wager, I would think that it's going to be a very close game, but we might end up seeing that Supreme Ghost end up taking it out. That's based upon historical precedents, and we'll see how it plays out. Right now, they do have a small advantage in round one because the Dawn is down right. Oh, and then he gets gassed out as well. The Dawn is down right here, and he's not really going to be able to get picked up. Bones as well. Bones, arguably their best player that they have fielded right now. Went down, another one in a bad spot. They're going to be able to keep it, Neverend specifically up there is going to be able to keep those bodies locked down, and they're really not going to be able to do too much. Take a look here. We do have some movement, and it looks like Neverend is going to be in a little bit of danger here. John Deere did see him, but he picked the wrong moment to try to take that shot. He's getting forced off the rock here with the motor. Turn down the music just a little bit. Unicorn Fist, excellent kill right there. Sorry, I didn't get my camera in to see it. I was trying to turn down the music a tad. Let me pull that back up. There we go. So the lone survivor for round 1 out of HVT Alpha, DJ Croc 509 gets gassed out of the building. You think he saw that coming, or heard it coming rather. And then it looks like Hanker Slim up there on the rock might have an angle. He's gonna run now. Up on top of yellow, Unicorn's Fist taking shots down at him. And Hanker Slim does come around and get an angle. Take down round 1. Alright, so now that I'm not hopping into the yes, I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit more too. There we go. So I'm not hopping in the middle of a round. They had to start the match, and I was just notified that they needed a caster, so it took me a second to get it all set up. Let's see here. So it looks like Toxic Artillery out of Never and Unicorn Fist again, Henker on Disruptor, and then bringing a Stalker out. Okay, DJ Croc going Artillery, John Deere going Toxic, Don going Disruptor, Bones going Point Lane. Yeah, sorry about that little delay in getting the screen back up. If I click anywhere else on my computer, that pops down right now. I have to restart my computer to fix that bug. So I'll try not to bump my mouse, but if I do bump my mouse, then when I'm watching it, it'll minimize that. You guys didn't miss much. You just saw the classes, which I said. So use your ears, not your eyes. Hanker getting into a little bit of a altercation here. They will be able to see him, just not shoot down at him on the side of who's this, Don. Don will be able to see him. Well, not in that exact position, but he knows that he's there. He saw him get there. Yeah, so they were able to call out Hanker Sim's location there, and I was hoping that Don would be the one that got there, but I should have realized when he went back out that the other two were going to be able to get there a little bit faster. So it looked like John Deere and Bones took him down together. So that's not what you want if you're Supreme Ghost, having a player down right in the middle of the ground like that. If you go down in this map, you want to make sure it's inside a building if you're the first one down, because at least that way your team has a chance. Your team has a chance to get over there. You know what I mean? If you go down right in the middle of everything like that, then you're not getting picked up the rest of the round if they know what they're doing. Never in the Unicorn Fist working as a two-man, pushing around a little bit. Oh, yep. Direct marijuana too. Marijuana. Okay. Let's take a look at DJ Croc over here. It looks like he might be the only one that has the potential to get some shots off anytime soon. They are hiding behind the rocks at this point. Unicorn's Fist's head does pop out just a hair when he's doing that little back and forth move. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to get eyes on that. But he clearly was not at that moment. He's running for his life. So he should hear Unicorn's Fist at this point. If he has a decent headset, he will be able to hear him. And that's a dead Unicorn Fist. Marijuana over there is he's running back. Well, I was going to switch over to Marijuana, see where he's going, but this drone is going to be looking for them. He knows that they were on the side of this rock face. He should have seen where that came from, but again, with that stalker, he's not going to get the noise markers, so it's a little bit more difficult when you're actually the drone pilot trying to figure out where that came from. Alright, looks like they did push up a little bit. Ooh, we got a little bit of a face-off here. Got a Mexican standoff. They're shooting at marijuana. Never in does pop up and take down the Dawn. So Bones is in kind of a sticky situation because he was stuck on that rock face. Running, and he does get hit kind of hard, but he can recover from that. He's using fighting spirit, so that's not going to be a problem for him. He's not going to get his health above that point where it is right now. Ooh, good mortar from DJ Croc. Let's see where marijuana runs to. I don't think he's going to be able to get there in time. And that's going to be an access point, round 1. So 1-1 tied up, holding true to form that this is going to be a fairly close game. I don't see an absolute clear winner here, because I've played with Bones and the Dawn pretty extensively, and I've played against Unicorn Fist and Neverin for a good long while now. And I think that this is a fairly even match. It's going into round 3. It looks like Direct Marijuana is bringing out the Pathfinder instead of the Sentinel. Pathfinder I really like on this map simply because you can run past all those mines in the buildings. So if they're playing a building game, which HVT just did play a pretty heavy building game, then that is one counter. A sniper is another counter. A toxic is and mortar combo is a really good way to get them out of that as well. And if they're simply only doing building camping, then you may as well go for the toxic mortar sniper pathfinder combo. Say screw assault. There's really not too much need in this map for an assault if you're building camping, because the toxic mortars, SR635s, are going to be arguably the best gun to have in this map, because you're only going to get a couple bullets off on someone that's hiding in a building. Or when you're on top of a building, you only want to shoot a couple bullets at a time. So interesting positioning there. Dawn is able to take him down. So it looks like Marijuana did get a little bit greedy there, trying to shoot at 2 members at the same time. And if there's 2 people and you're shooting at one, the other one can pop up and hit you. That's exactly what happened there with Dawn and Bones. So that's what I was talking about with Toxic. Just flushes him right out of that building. You can't stand there, or else he will lose his life at that point, since he is a little bit below max health. They are able to get Marijuana up. It feels weird saying that on stream. I'm gonna call him Mary Jane. There we go. Because I'm an old man. That's what you called it in my day. So it looks like they are resorting to building game. Ooh, so I didn't even see where that took place. Okay, Dawn was running across. Oh, 2 big kills. That's pretty devastating there. So Never in here was up on top of that building as the smoke came down. Was able to hit Dawn and run off. And then the mortar flying up here saw who is this? John Deere on the rock. Plopped a mortar right on his face, took him down. No big deal, ain't no thing. And now we do have Bones trying to make what is almost a last-ditch play. He's throwing that. Ooh, I'm surprised he wasn't flashed. That flash might have just been on the other side of the box there. Bones did make an effort to get in there and cause some problems. Let's take a look here. He's looking, and he should have seen him right there. So now they know where he is, and he's taken down. So round 2 goes in the favor of Supreme Ghosts. Back and forth match so far. It should be, like I'm saying, I would be surprised if this ended before round 8. See what changes here. Mary Jane going for a tech. Everything else looks the same. So it looks like both teams, thank you for the follow there, Shui. Looks like both teams have kind of found what they think is going to work for them. And I wouldn't really expect a drastic change, maybe one person changing class per side as it keeps going back and forth. Once you see a team up against the wall, 4 rounds against them, that's when people make those drastic changes and really shake things up. So good mortar there to cut them off from getting to yellow that building right in the center of the screen right now. So it looks like they are going to just chill back, put up their drone. Toxic and mortar. I'll see where this mortar ends up falling. Toxic is not going to be effective. He hit the top of the building. You got to get it inside the building, else it's not effective. They're trying to make sure they can't rush yellow since they got cut off. So yeah, that toxic is just completely not effective. You can see that there's 2 members in this building. Neither of them taking damage because the toxic is sitting on top of the building. Even though the red circle's there, that's where the gas is. That gas is what actually hurts you. And it was up above radio tower building. So then the graffitied 3-story over here got toxic out. And it looks like we might have something developing here. Let's see if this guy has any idea. He does know that there's someone there. I would advise against a grenade, but you know what? You do you, boo-boo. Ooh, good grenade though. Almost got him. It just fell off the wrong side of the canopy there. Henker Slim. He knows that there's at least one guy. Okay, he's shooting at John Deere, so Bones has not been seen. So we're going to switch to Bones because Bones is going to try to get up on top of this, and unless Henker heard him, which is a distinct possibility. Thank you for the follow, Invincibles. Unless he heard him get up here, he's going to expose himself when he goes to shoot. Right about where that tire is, where his face is going to appear if he goes to shoot at his teammate. Some mortar coming down. See, good placement. It looks like he was able to hit right in that stairwell. Takes out the 2nd floor. You got to be underneath the other stairs. Bones does get taken down, and as he's retreating from that. I would not have advised Bones to run out of his location there, because if you hide beneath the stairwell, that mortar is not going to hit you. If you hide right here, that splash damage doesn't hit you. Your screen shakes. It looks nasty, but it's not actually going to damage you. So right here you can survive. You go prone right here, look at the entrance, or you can even just sit back in the corner, be crouched, have about this angle. If you scoot over too far with that perfect mortar placement, you will start getting damaged. So you got to kind of be within this window right here to not be damaged. Even then, he could have ran down here, gone underneath the stairs completely. This gets toxicked out now. So there's a lot of options with these buildings, and I think that it doesn't look like they were planning on this being a building-focused game. Don does get a trade kill for Neverin. Let's see who's moving here. Looks like they might be going for a pickup on Bones, and I think he's going to be able to get it. John Deere is going for what should be a risky pickup on Bones, but they just completely abandoned the body at this point. Now Henker's like, oh crap, I realize it. He's low. He does get a kill on Bones, but I think it's wait, what just happened there? He got dropped. Okay. Oh, okay, I just switched to the wrong person. It's all good. It's all good. Things make sense again. So Mary Jane had an opportunity to get in there and stop a pickup from happening, but he didn't go for it. At this point, he's going to be seen as he's going for a pickup. That's not going to work out very well, 10 times out of 10. And let's see where this last member of Supreme goes. Unicorn Fist does get taken down by the Don. Back and forth we continue. 4 rounds down, 2 and 2 respectively. First 1 to 5 wins. This is it is pretty cool seeing a literal back and forth game though. Not very often does it happen like this, where it's 1 round to each team. Normally when that happens, it's a particular map, right? Like on Quarry, when you start on the high side of Quarry, you have a distinct advantage if you have a decent long range player. On this map though, like there's at least in my opinion, there's no clear side that has an advantage. This is honestly one of, if not the most balanced maps in terms of spawns, because either side you spawn on, you have access to yellow almost equally. Either side you spawn on, you have a 3-story broken building, or you have a 3-story building, and you also have radio tower over here. Then you also have your own sniper towers that you could get to faster. You have the broken buildings in the back. League play, I saw last season, a lot of league play take it back behind these rocks over here. Haven't seen it yet. They just seem to be rushing their designated buildings. 1 or 2 people on each team will push past that. Good mortar there. Does not end up getting damage on him. Let's take a look at Henker. Since he is in position to make some plays, he's going to be crawling on the ground behind cover, and that's not going to be able to help his team out too much. If you're behind that tiny little wall, you got to expect to be in a gunfight and be ready to shoot back. Let's see where they went. So we got 1 going to garage, 1 in radio, 1 going to 3-story. Bones out here. I'm gonna zoom in on Bones real quick. Bones rocking the tribal paint and the white mohawk. I like it. It's classy, Bones. Exosuit backpack. I like it. AK-12 victory. Look at that. Look at that. Shout out to Bones here for, in my opinion, some good character design. Character customization. Now we do have the Dawn up on top of 3-story now, with Bones running up underneath him. So now we're going to have the 2 assault players on top of 3-story. It does leave them somewhat exposed, because now underneath him you see that there are 2 players. Oh, he does get a good kill on Never, and that's a big drop right there. And now Dawn just did some work right there. From them being exposed to really nice play there from Dawn. They do have that surgeon, so they were able to get him up. Bones is now circling around, trying to make sure they can't leave. Let's get back on the Dawn real quick, because they're right beneath him. And Mary Jane over there in the corner, he doesn't know exactly where Mary Jane is in that corner, else he would have gone for that. He's not even sure at this point that they're still underneath him, because they have not been making noise. Let's take a look here at Neverin, since Neverin is the one that could be in a shootout with either Dawn or Bones. Bones is going to be rushing in, and that was a free kill for Neverin. He just wasn't on the ball there. Mary Jane does get a trade kill, and then Dawn cleans up that house. Now it is a 1 versus 3. Advantage HVT Alpha, so if they are able to close this out, which looks like they just did, that breaks the cycle of the 1-to-1 back and forth. Now they're still 1-to-1 back and forth, but that is 2 wins, 2 round wins in a row. I would agree, Suicides, that the 9x19 is definitely the better option here. If you are practiced with the MK17, I don't see a terrible problem with it, just because it hits really hard, and if you're going to be sitting on top of a roof and you're going to be trying to hit those headshots of someone crouched down on another roof, then that scope and that gun can definitely be what gets you there. What up, Tide Boss? Catching up on chat, so sorry about that. Thanks for the let's see, follow. Invincibles, thanks for the follow. Shoe Iron, I already called that out because it popped up and made noise. Black Sheep, thanks for the host. Suicide is talked to baby girl apparently. Let's see here. Yeah, boom. I turned the music down. This is as loud as, or as quiet as my music is going to be getting. Ooh. Some mortar on mortar action right there. Ooh, he almost ran back into it too soon. DJ Croc almost got pooped on right there. Yeah, that's a technique that I would love to use, is find the enemy drone players and drop it on them without letting them see that your drone was even up. Screen. Let's see here. Alright, I'm all caught up on chat now, so I'll start moving. 3 players overall down right now. It looks like they are going to be able to potentially get those guys up over there. So he's gonna be getting up. Mary Jane over here doing his best to make sure that Bones can't get those pickups. If they can get those pickups, ooh. Don gets dropped. This is not the way they wanted this round to go. Get someone dropped on off rip with a mortar, catch them on the revive, and then just punish them from there. That was a really fast, really well executed, fast tactic on the side of Supreme Ghost. Sorry, I wasn't paying too terribly much attention on that one. So I'll be on the ball with the mortar drops this time. Alright, so it looks like they have gotten a little bit of confidence on Supreme Ghost, and they have elected to bring 2 assault, 2 drone. 2 drone is being the static on both teams here. Ooh, a little bit misplaced on that mortar. Honestly could have killed DJ Croc. He went into his drone right as that red circle appeared. So if he had that on point, that would have been dead DJ Croc. Bones gets dropped. It's not who they want to go down if they have to choose. Don gets a trade kill. Don has been doing some work so far. Straight up fight. Like, he's just beasting. Look at this. He's standing in the face of these guys. Just not afraid. And that's definitely a way to do it. If you're going to just stand up and you can win the gunfights, go for it. So you do have Anchor over here who might be able to take him out. Does finally take him out. Don got a little bit overconfident with those grenade peaks, if you will. Now a 2-on-2. John Deere is able to pick up that kill. But there's a pickup. So that's looks like it's swinging towards another HVT Alpha when mortar drone does go up. Let's take a look at what he's looking at with that. So at this point, he's just making sure they aren't rushing him in his current location. So that will be a mortar on top of that 3-story. Did miss the staircase though. Now it's a 1 versus 4. Let's see what this man can do. He's going to be sweating, shaking, going full try hard. It's either going to work out for him or he's going to get pooped on. Odds are not in his favor, but he does have a chance. You never don't have a chance, especially with SR635. On a small map, SR635, it's a beast. Now he does have mines, but he hasn't used them. Oh, he has used one. And he's gone. Looks like they triangulated his position, found him with the drone, and then dropped him from multiple angles there, so that SR635 was not even a factor. Thank you, Doo-Doo Juice, for the follow. What a boss. Alright, so now Supreme Ghosts with their back against the wall. 3-4 round count. Will they be able to tie it back up? And then will they be able to do what only has been done against them so far and win 2 rounds in a row? They started off with the first round win. Now they are 1 round loss away from dropping their week 1 match versus HVT Alpha. I gotta give props to HVT Alpha. They really have made some drastic improvements over the recent months. They started off HVT as an organization season 1 and season 2 just being dominant. Hit a rough patch seasons 3 and 4, but every single week they get better and better. Now this is being week 1 of season 5. They're holding their own, doing quite well. Ooh, that's a killer. You just get up to the top of the building and Toxic comes down on your face. Then you gotta run all the way back out. It's just no fun for anybody. Takes, will he be safe there? Okay, takes him almost half his health off. That's the power of the Toxic. In this map, if you just play it slow and Toxic out your enemies, it's a viable tactic. I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on Supreme Ghost's player cams this round, because they are the ones that they have to be the ones to win this round if they want to avoid a week 1 loss. Teams and mortars coming out at the same time, so just double side effect. Could have put it on the stairs and gotten a kill on John Deere there. And now Gastron is up. Unicorn's Fist does see them in Graffiti 3-story. Toxics them out. He has the enemy Toxic marked. He should see that Pointman as well, but he's not marked yet. Looking for him. Wasn't able to get a mark on him. If that's on point, that's a dead. Ooh, a little bit over his head. So if you're looking for any information like that, then down at the bottom beneath the stream, there is a donate now link. Take this opportunity also, there is a Streamlabs OBS link. If you download that, open it up, close it, that will garner myself $1. So that's my sponsored link that I got. Go ahead, download it, open it, close it. Don't care if you don't use it. That's the easiest, fastest, cheapest way to support me, and I would greatly appreciate it. All other social media accounts are also linked below, whether you're watching on Twitch or Mixer. If you are watching this on YouTube, then do stop over to my Twitch and Mixer. Sorry, I'm having a rough day today with my mouth working. Thank you for the follow there, Professor. Not a whole lot of movement. You see that both teams are fairly passive because HVT Alpha can afford to be passive, and Supreme Ghosts here are just, they're not willing to go down without playing their game. And right now their game does not involve running into the enemy's buildings. And this, I mean, you can't really fault them for that. I mean, if you have a toxic and mortar, then you can just sit out and try to choke out the enemy team, especially since you've gotten some decent damage on them already. That could be a fight right here in a second. Got 2 members. Should be 2 dead members. Able to make it up. Nope. Neverin does get the double kill. Excellent job there. Excellent patience there from Neverin. He could have given himself up early and gotten 1 kill, but then he would have left himself a little bit vulnerable. So the Dawn now trying to look down. So, let's see what the Dawn can see. Neverin is right there. They're staring at each other through the wall, staring deep into their souls. Mortar's a little bit off the back end. I think they were trying to do a double toxic mortar, get him to run out of the building with the toxic, and then have the mortar finish him off. Which, honestly, good plan, but looks like the toxic was just a little bit off the mark there. I don't know if he put it down on the first floor or what, but it was not affecting John Deere up here on the 3rd. So it looks like that, I don't know if he got hit or if that toxic finally did start kicking in and damaging him. So 1 shot away from death is John Deere up on this rooftop. This is not the most secure place to be. If you have someone over on yellow, which they don't because they have Dawn over there. If you have someone over across in radio tower 3rd story, which they don't. Even over in that sniper tower there, you are able to see just the very crown of the head, and if your aim is on point, then you can pick up the kill there. Would just take 1 bullet at this point with his health at the current state. Toxic might be able to finish him off, and it looks like it's going to. There really wasn't much health to speak of there. And now let's look at it from the Dawn's perspective as these 4 members of Supreme Ghost try to choke him out. They do know that he was in yellow. I don't know if they've seen him recently, but they know that he's a disruptor and that they are being disrupted. So it looks like Unicorn's Fist might be going out there to try to triangulate. Let's see. So he's not disrupted now. He's going to run to about 60-65 meters, and then he will be disrupted. But they already know. They know he's on yellow. May even be able to see him through that crack. They do. Okay. So those shots. Coming from Mary Jane, trying to take shots at the head of Dawn. Now, if you're on yellow, you cannot get your head nicked. There's no way to hit a headshot if they are crouched down. The only part where you're vulnerable is those little slats where there's no metal protection. And yeah, I know it's kind of funny to say that a tiny piece of metal like that is going to protect you, but in this game it's invulnerable no matter how many bullets you put into it. Dawn running for his life, trying to stall out. He has 1.5 minutes, or under 1.5 minutes now, until game over. So Dawn picks up a kill and he's going to be trying to run, but he will get found. Unicorn's Fist does take him down. 4-4 tied up. There we go. Going into the 9th and final round. Now, it could end up in a draw because both teams will be playing fairly passive. That being said, I don't know. I think that it's going to come down to who makes the first mistake. Mistakes are going to be made on both sides in any round. Who makes the first mistake in this round? The first person to get caught slipping. The first person trying to throw a grenade off a building and gets headshot. First person that stays in the toxic a little bit too long. First person to get caught with a mortar to the face when they're in their drone. I think that that's what's going to really determine who wins this game. I don't foresee it being one team suddenly being super aggressive and overpowering the other one. I don't see a massive skill discrepancy between these two teams. It's just going to come down to how flawless was your execution and who slipped up first. Both teams playing the same game, arguably. Look at that. The only difference is Predator and Point Man. And that difference is really, really minute on this map. HVT Alpha is able to get them out of yellow. Does some damage, and that's actually big because Unicorn's Fist is still getting hit here by that Toxic. He's going down below half. He's trying to get into the corner to be safe, but he's going to drop. And I've talked about it before, I'll talk about it again. He's going to die. I mean, that's just that's a massive, massive mistake by Unicorn's Fist. I mean, that's the mistake I was talking about. He's standing there taking damage in the Toxic and refuses to run out of the building until he dies from the Toxic. Now that's just, I don't even know. I don't even have words that I can say on this stream for how angry I'd be if that was my teammate. Ooh, Neverin is able to kill the Dawn. Gets a little bit cocky there and walks right in that open gap. So he was being a little bit selfish or greedy, trying to see Unicorn's Fist's body, make sure that no one's going for the pickup. But in doing so, he exposed himself to Neverin on this rooftop over here. Yeah, you can't be making silly mistakes like that, Unicorn's Fist. I mean, it's been a glitch that's been out for a while now, where the Toxic, there's an additional about 3 to 5 meters. Can he knock him off? He does knock him off. He doesn't kill him through the mortar. Oh, and they sneak Unicorn Fist up. That's huge. Let's see what Neverin decides to do here, because he's in a great position, but he's being toxiced out of his building. Jumps out of the back. He's going to be able to live, but just barely. So, yes, right about at the end of... You saw that about... he moved. The red circle is about here for the Toxic, and then about here is where it actually ends the damage. So Neverin, big kill again. Oh my goodness, Neverin is saving the day right here after Unicorn's Fist is the first one to slip up. Yeah, 3 to 5 meters outside of that red circle is where the damage actually exists. And now it all comes down to DJ Croc, not their best player, gets dropped. So there we go. First mistake was made by Supreme Ghost, but then several mistakes in a row out of HVT Alpha make it so that Supreme Ghosts are the victors here. 5 to 4, and we see that Neverin, I think he got like 3-4 kills that last round, so he really helped his scoreline there at the end. Don was doing the heavy lifting on HVT Alpha. Bones was getting caught far too much, and that's just how it goes sometimes. It was a close match. It was a good match, but more mistakes loses. Alright guys and gals, that does it for this this casting of the Ghost War League Season 5 Week 1 Supreme Ghost versus HVT Alpha. Supreme Ghost 5-4 victory, very close match. If you would, drop a like, drop a follow, drop a subscribe, do whatever you want. And then down at the bottom, if you're watching on Twitch or Mixer, I have links to social media. Please join us on Discord. If you feel so inclined, go ahead and donate. But more important than that, download Streamlabs OBS using the link provided, and at least give that a shot. Open it up, take a look at it. It's an awesome piece of software that the majority of the streamers will use. It's what allows me to input stuff on my overlay. I know I got a pretty basic overlay for this one here, just because I wanted to maximize you guys' ability to see it. Thanks for watching. I'm Tango21 Actual, out.